Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist. That's a CBT therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in my channel. This is all my thoughts, my speculations, my opinions. This is not the facts. But everyone sees what they see. This is the part 2 of the previous clip I just made. We're all aware that defense attorney Ann Taylor and her team are talking about 4 alternative suspects. Since the beginning of this case, you can see I haven't taken any other cases. The reason being, I want to put all my focus in Idaho, Moscow. 4 victims deserve their justice. Hudson Lindo deserves his justice. Caden Young deserves his justice. Hannah Clear deserves her justice. And Tim Reed, who was badly assaulted by the vandals, deserves his justice. From the beginning of this case, all my subscribers know that I have been really focused on the Banfield boys and Saeed. I've been extra focused on the Sigma Chi, just like Chaos Sector said. Shout out to Chaos Sector. Shout out to Outcasts. Lovely channel. Excellent human being. Shout out to Bianca. She's just a lovely person. Please like, share, and subscribe in their channel. They're very kind and decent people. And a big shout out to my friend who helps me with feedback, research. She is extremely, extremely intelligent. Real Eyes Analyze is the channel's name. I hope I haven't got it wrong. Her name is Denise, cross-examiner. She is just excellent. Thank you, Denise. I love you. And I'd love to thank my subscribers. I've got the most beautiful, decent, kind, respectful, intelligent, passionate, mindful subscribers. I know everyone's biased to their subscribers, but I love my subscribers. I really do. Have a pleasant weekend. And my subscribers, I'm reading the comment channel. Please continue giving me feedback. Y'all are my eyes, y'all are my ears. I love the fact when I get feedback, then I know if I'm going in the right direction or if I'm just speculating. I try my best not to speculate without a reason. But from the beginning of this case, my subscribers knows I've never given up on the Banfield boys, the Sigma Chi fraternity boys, surviving roommates, and certain people. As a mental health counselor, I go more for connections, behavior. Just like crime profilers. Our patients are not criminals, mostly, but we do study them. We do analyze them. We do read into the eyes. We see their behaviors, especially cognitive behavior. Your thoughts and your behavior is really important. That is what got my attention with the Banfield boys to start with. My first attention was on the Sigma Chi fraternity boys. I haven't spoken about them for a while because I am digging into them. My research is leading me to the Banfield boys always because of the timelines. When I used to talk about the Banfield boys, oh my God, I used to get some of the worst comments at times. Leave them alone. It's just an innocent police talk. Why don't you leave the Banfield boys alone? And I'll tell you today exactly why I can't leave them alone. Let's start with my last clip. Pay attention to the guy on the left, Peter. Peter has a big bump on his forehead. Look at his eye. It's injured. He doesn't even only have a huge bump, he has more bumps on the edge of his forehead and between his eyebrows. I hope he went and saw a doctor. We don't want anyone having concussions or brain injuries. Do you all remember that Steve Congalvez said there was a hell of a fight upstairs? It looks like he got a headbutt. Wonder if it was from Ethan Chapin. Because he's quite tall. But he isn't that tall. It could be from Zana too. May she rest in peace. I wonder if these are the three perps. And Saeed, 4. We have 4 here, and then we have the 4 figures running. We have the Jackson Adam too. Number 9, number 8, there are many. And we have the surviving roommates. Let me start with the Banfield boys. Alpha Kappa Lambda, very interesting frat. Former president of the frat was Caden Young. May he rest in peace. The young boy that got OD'd by Emma Bailey. And Demetrius Robinson. And they both are good friends with Ashlyn Koch, the 6th roommate. She was defending them. Allegedly. I showed you all. Go back to my last 2 clips and you'll see the whole story of Caden Young. Wow. Look at the bump he has on his forehead. I'm not saying he came from 1122 King Road. But he could have. They said they came from Matt Mowry. Was there a fight at Matt Mowry's party? And why do I have a feeling that Ethan Knight in the middle has on Ethan Chapin his glasses? Just saying. I'll come back to that. I want to know how he managed to get this nasty bump on his forehead. Did he trip? No, because there would have been scratches on his forehead. There would have been other injuries. Look at their faces. These 3 look like they've seen a ghost. I have been analyzing the grub truck and Banfield for so long. That I still believe that there's more to it. Like the fact that I found this nasty bump on his forehead. What led me to the Banfield is, as a mental health counselor, I see 3 young men who are anxious. They're not even so anxious because the police stopped them. They're passing and cracking jokes with the undercover cops. They told them, we thought you were fake cops. That's why we didn't stop. Wow. Where have you seen cops putting on the torch and asking you to stop and you continue running in the field? What did these three boys throw in the field? And what did you throw in the bushes? Is the question. I believe Saeed came to distract them. Properly. Came to distract the undercover cops. So today I want to study the Banfield more closer. It's been a while. Alpha Kappa Lambda. That is where Caden Young was from, the young man who was OD'd. He was the president. All of a sudden, the president is Scott Green, the president of the college's son, Nick Green. What was going on? I believe these boys, I've always said that these boys must have come from chilling with Zana and Ethan. I always wondered if there was a little gathering and a fight broke out. Or were they hiding in the houses? Were they hiding in 1122 King Road? Did they backdoor the four victims, is my question. I would advise you all to see my last clip, because the last two clips, in fact, from Caden Young, Emma Bailey and Demetrius, and Ashleen Couch, the connection. Then watch the last clip. Because when I show you all Peter, who has the nasty bump on his forehead at the Banfield, I even show you all that Zana used to chill in Alpha Kappa Lambda. Do y'all remember what Nick Green, Scott Green, his son, the president, said? He said he was friends with Ethan and Zana. Remember that.
Xana was such a light in my life and so many others. She was the person I could relate to the most, and she understands, and she knew and understood me more than anyone. Losing her is the hardest thing I've ever had to go through, and has left me heartbroken. Xana was the funniest person I knew and made me laugh every time I spent time with her. I have so many memories and stories I could share about her, but I know remembering the times I had with her brings me so much joy and happiness. Our last moments together, we were in her room laughing in the mirror. Xana,
AKA Alpha Kappa Lambda. I don't know why it's written AKA instead of AKL. But that is their symbol. Zana is chilling in Alpha Kappa Lambda fraternity. Why is this important? Because the Banfield boys are from Alpha Kappa Lambda. The president of the frat is Scott Green, his son, Nick Green. He said he was friends with Zana and Ethan. Then you see the Banfield boys running away from the police. Red flag number 1. Not stopping. Looking into the bushes. Non-stop. Red flag number 2 for me. I'm just following where my research is taking me. And we all are working so hard to get justice for these 4 victims. I'm working extra hard not to only get justice for these 4 victims, to get justice for the 7 victims. Why do I say 7? Let's start with Hannickley. I don't believe that was an accident, in my opinion. May she rest in peace. Hudson Lindor, may he rest in peace. That was no accident. He attended the same frat as John Jack Showalter Jr. Zana was at that party too. Jake and Maddie were at the party too. What if they witnessed something? Could there have been silence for that? It just can't be coincidence that people are coming to their demise. What about Caden Young? May he rest in peace. Emma Bailey and Demetrius are out after the boy who was the president of AKA before Nick Scott was OD'd. Ashlyn Koch, the 6th roommate, said she talks to Demetrius 3+ times a day. She said no, he was innocent. He actually did CPR for Caden Young. Could be true, could be a lie. We don't know. Emma Bailey lives behind the house. It's like a puzzle. Things are coming to place now. AKA Wanda Ann Taylor, if these are the 4 on your mind, Saeed and the 3 Banfield boys. Or, Ann Taylor, are we thinking about the Davids, the Sigma Chi fraternity boys? Very possible. The 4chan theory is right too, in my opinion. But you know what I believe? I believe I was the first one on YouTube who came out with the theory, Me and Mayhem murders, that this was 2 separate incidents. And then people started tagging around. And actually Tommy Jew too. We always said this was 2 separate incidents. When I first exposed the crowd yelling Zana's name, that was between 2 to 2:10. And that's when I believe something happened to Zana and Ethan. I've never shied away by saying that it could have been the Banfield boys. The reason? I've always told you. I know the timeline is supposed to be 4 to 4:25 or 4:05 to 4:25. I don't buy that. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm looking between 2 to 3:30. When I look at the timeline between 2 to 2:20, I believe the Banfield boys came from that area. Because if they were the ones chilling with Zana and Ethan, beef could have broke out between them. But then I feel sorry for Zana and Ethan because they had the Davids, allegedly, that they had beef with. So now we are talking about 2 frats, Alpha Kappa, Lambda, and the Sigma Chi fraternity. The Banfield boys are Alpha, Kappa, Lambda, Sigma Chi were the figures running. So, do y'all notice who were out that night? Those 2 frats. Let's go to the grub truck. It was the Sigma Chi. I'm sure Alpha Kappa were there too. The corner club could have been Adam Lauder and Jack D is frat. Pi, Beta, Phi. So most likely we're talking about 3 frats. I don't think Delta Tau, Delta has anything to do with it because they threw Shawalter out of the frat. So look at this, AKA, remember that name. Also known as Alpha Kappa Lambda. So these 3 came from 1122 King Road direction, I believe. Although they said they came from Matt's house, why would I believe a couple of youngins who refused to stop for the police Once a liar, y'all know the rest, always a liar. Why would they even tell the truth? They could have gone to Matt Mowry's house first and then gone to 1122 King Road. Look at his forehead. I wonder if he ever visited a doctor or the hospital after that. I like what somebody said in my comment channel. Huda, that looks like it's as big as a tennis ball. That is huge. And his eyes look injured too. So that's Peter. It was a hell of a fight upstairs. And remember what Steve said? They didn't need to go to the 3rd floor. So was this all about Zana and Ethan? Were they the main targets, allegedly? Now please listen closely to this next part.
Which is... You guys all live at the same frat? Which is...
The officer asked him, do y'all all live in the same frat? They hesitated. And then Ethanite says, yeah. So the officer says, which frat? Alpha Kappa Lambda. He was trying to mumble his words so that he wouldn't be busted. Let's go to Ethanite. Now that I'm done with Peter, in my opinion. I've had this discussion many times, and many people come in my comment channel and saying, no, you're saying things that's not true. Pay attention to Ethan, the guy in the glasses. Is it me or does he have on a black electric glove? Why is his pant cut? It's ripped. Guys, isn't this a glove? At times, it seems like he's trying to take it out while his hand is in the pocket. You know when you try to take off something and your other hand is occupied and you just try to pull it down and put it in your pocket without using your other hand. I've watched the Banfield clip over 1,000 of times within these last 2.5 years. I really need my subscribers' help. What do y'all see? Somebody told me it's a shadow. Shadow of what? Because when Taylor on the right-hand side puts his hands down, there's no black shadow over his arms. Wasn't there a black glove found at the crime scene? Chris McDonough found it from the interview room on Thanksgiving. And he's a former police officer. He's the same person who heard, "Stop it, stop," at 2:55. And that's when I believe Maddie came to her demise, or she was running for her life, because she tried to call BF at 2:53 and BF didn't answer. Then the phone goes silent for 57 minutes. That's when DM is uploading her pictures. I want to know what this glove is. Why do I have a feeling that Ann Taylor is going to pull up the Banfield boys? I hope she does. This young man was on parole for unaliving his father. He says it was self-defense. The prosecutor says it wasn't. I don't know how that case ended because I'm still researching it. He was on bail. His mother bailed him out for $25,000. Wow. Now pay attention to the one without the glasses. That is Taylor. I really want to know if that is dry liquid on his pants. Or is that the pattern of his pants? There's something not right with his pants. There's something not right with all three of these Banfield boys' clothes. In fact, Saeed has clothes that fits him. It looks like it's his clothes. What about these three boys? Taylor, his shirt is too small. Too small. I think it's a female shirt. It's not even buttoned properly. This one's shirt on the left is too big. His pant is ripped. I wonder if he had a weapon, if he had a knife in his pocket and they ripped his pant from the inside. Anything's possible. Expect the unexpected with the Idaho Moscow, in my opinion. These frats are up to no good. I always believed from day one up to today, never changed my mind. Alpha Kappa, the Banfield boys, aka Banfield boys, and Sigma Chi, the sororities were involved, or at least knew about everything. I hope you'll see his glove. It is a glove. That does look like a glove. Look at them smiling, laughing with the police, like nothing happened. And 1 minute away from there, behind them, 4 victims have been unalived in the most brutal manner. What is this black thing? Is it a glove? Oh my God. Could that be red liquid on his sleeve? Why is that pink? Is it me or is it? Is it me or is it pinkish in color? This is a glove, definitely. I'm sorry, I'm putting them under X-ray. I'm zooming into what they have on. But you can see his sleeve has something reddish on it, pinkish. That would be his right hand, am I right? And if he was using a weapon, allegedly, trigger warning, guys, and he has the glove on that hand. If that is a glove, then he dropped the other glove in front of the house. Okay. And I can believe he dropped another glove because there's a split second you can see him touching all his upper pockets, downer pockets. He looks to the left, to the side, and then he realizes he's in front of the cops. So he stops searching. But you can clearly see from here, there's something wrong with these sleeves. What do you think, guys? All I did is zoom in. I think that's red liquid. That could be, allegedly. What does he have in his pocket? Does he have something in his hand or is it a glove? My lovely subscribers and viewers, remember we can agree to agree. I'm just letting y'all in. I'm sharing my research with y'all, my analyzation. I could be completely wrong. But the fact that Peter had a massive bump on his forehead was 100% right. This guy, Ethan Knight, and that one glove has actually given me nightmares for over 2.5 years. But I know he has on a glove. It can't be a coincidence another glove was found at the scene. And I wonder why his sleeve is red. Let me know what you'll think. I'll be back with the Banfield. Now that Ann Taylor has mentioned 4 perps, I don't give up on the frats. You'll know me. And this is all my opinion. Please like, share, and subscribe. Justice for all the 7 victims. May the correct justice be served for Brian Christopher Kohlberger too. Please like, share, and subscribe.